Hello everyone, Loremaster of Sotek, and it's finally here. Probably the most anticipated article that's going to have to do with Warhammer 3 for quite some time, which is that they are finally talking about the Immortal Empire's dedicated factions. Apparently meaning those factions that essentially did not exist before Immortal Empires, but like were part of the game, like the second legendary lords for many of the races and stuff like that. But factions that are being moved around, and this does not reveal their start positions, at least most of them, but it does reveal some of their features and what they're up to. So without further ado, I am very excited to hop into this, so let's not waste any time and see what we've got. So welcome back to Total War Warhammer fans to another installment of the Immortal Empires blog series. This week we're taking a closer look at the changes coming to the Legendary Lords of Total War Warhammer 3, particularly those who previously shared their factions with other lords in Warhammer 1 and 2, but now enjoy a force of their own. To kick things off, we'd like to introduce you to Be'lakor, a key character joining Warhammer 3 lineup as a fully playable Legendary Lord. Isn't it weird to think that CA made Be'lakor and they were like, nah, he doesn't need to be playable. It's like, and the community had to be like, no, we really want to play as Be'lakor. Anyway, CA, y'all are goofs sometimes. When talking about immortal beings within the Warhammer Pantheon, few come close to the power and infamy of the first Demon Prince of Chaos, Be'lakor. First introduced to Total War Warhammer 3 as the moody antagonist of the Realm of Chaos campaign, his liberation from the Chaos God shackles left the Legendary Lord free to roam the mortal realms alongside the Warriors of Chaos. As an undivided demon prince, Be'lakor kneels to no specific god. Instead, he leverages the power of all four to become a versatile fighting machine bestowed with powerful gifts from each. Those of you who have conquered the Realm of Chaos campaign will already know that he is a behemoth on the battlefield, capable of taking on almost any challenger. He is particularly unique amongst the Warriors of Chaos Legendary Lords, and that he has access to the widest selection of Chaos demons, allowing him to assemble entire armies of demonic might without the need for petty mortals. Within the campaign, Be'lakor begins in the settlement of the Isle of Wight in Albion, excellent, where he has but one aim, to embark on a crusade of destruction. While the rest of his campaign mechanics will be revealed alongside the eagerly anticipated Warriors of Chaos update, here are a couple of his key features to look forward to. Unholy manifestations. Like the demon factions, Be'lakor has access to 4 powerful unholy manifestations. Each of Be'lakor's abilities are designed with one of the 4 chaos gods and can be unlocked by defeating an army aligned with a specific god or through sacrificing souls, a new resource shared by all Warriors of Chaos. They offer powerful and unique benefits. For example, the Tzeentch-aligned manifestation grants the ability to spawn a unique Shadow Rift in the local province that Be'lakor's forces can use to teleport across the mortal plane. Wonder how that's going to work. In addition, every unholy manifestation used grants additional demonic reinforcements for his forces. Be'lakor's Shadow. Be'lakor has the unholy ability to corrupt those who stand against him. When he defeats a human lord in battle, he can mark them with chaos, slowly corrupting their soul and eventually converting them into a demon prince to reinforce the ranks of his army. Damn. Whew. Okay. I like that. I like that very, very much. Dedication to the dark gods or remaining undivided is sacrosanct to the forces of chaos and through their battlefield exploits. The warriors are bestowed with unholy gifts. By offering defeated souls to the dark gods, Warriors of Chaos can unlock powerful but limited rewards which boost their proficiency in battle or grant demonic reinforcements. We look forward to sharing more about Be'lakor when he joins Immortal Empire's battlefield, so keep an eye out for more information as August approaches. Okay, overall, I really, really like this. I am disappointed that he is a Warriors of Chaos character and not a Demons of Chaos character. I am super disappointed about that, but I'm not surprised. That was some unfortunate news I was expecting, because frankly, it seems like ultimately Creative Assembly did not think very far ahead when they designed Daniel. I would say very strongly that they were kind of just pigeonholing their focus, and they didn't design the Demons of Chaos faction is not actually the Demons of Chaos. It's this really weird faction that really purely revolves around their Build-A-Demon character, and I don't think there will ever be a second Lord in the Demons of Chaos faction, because it's not the actual, it's not the tabletop Demons of Chaos. It is a unique faction designed to allow you to have infinite customization, and that you're allowed to take anything and everything. Just seems to be what it is. I was really hoping that Be'lakor was going to be the first character, and probably the only character, who was only going to have access to demons and was just going to be running around being the super demon badass. But that probably would have required them to basically start from scratch. They would have had to make a new tech tree, make just a lot of new systems. That being said, it seems like Be'lakor is kind of a bastardized Warriors of Chaos campaign. He has access to unholy manifestations, and he has access to one for each god. That's awesome. That's what I wanted. That's super great, because that makes him feel like a Demons of Chaos faction. He has the ability to create demon princes. That's super awesome. And I feel like this basically confirms that we're going to have demon princes available for the Warriors of Chaos. I assume that they will not be customizable. I imagine that's going to be purely Daniel, right? Daniel's going to be the only demon prince that you build him up from scratch, and you can completely customize him and do all this crazy shit with him. I imagine with the other demon princes, it's going to be much more of what we're used to. Oh, this is the demon prince. He looks like this. He has access to these skills and abilities, etc. And okay, here's a demon prince of this god, maybe. I assume that's, I assume that's what they're going to do, but we'll have to wait and see. I do really like that Be'lakor can create demon prince generals. I think that's fantastic, and kind of allows Be'lakor to shine as the demon prince character. That's cool. The chaos gifts, this feels more like a hint as opposed to actual information, because it doesn't really tell us what these do. So I don't really have much of an opinion about that. I hope it'll be interesting. I will say I am extremely looking forward to the Warriors of Chaos update. I am glad to see that they seem to understand that we want Be'lakor to be a demon faction, and that he has access to a lot of demon tools. The biggest thing I want for Be'lakor that I am worried we are not going to get is I want demon heroes. The lords would be great, but if I could have demon prince lords, okay, that's still a demon lord. But they're oh, you're gonna be able to run full demon armies. Well, okay, does that mean I can hire demonic heroes? Because if not, then I'm basically gonna be forced to run a just no heroes, unless I'm just gonna want to deal with mortals. Honestly, is it the end of the world? No. Am I very disappointed with the direction they chose to take on this? Yes. I feel like basically they kind of, Daniel is one of those things that is a cool feature, but I have grown to really dislike him the more we get away from, he's just too much of a gimmick. I feel bad saying it, because obviously a lot of work went into him, and I really appreciate the effort that went into him, and I think what they accomplished with his design was really cool, but I hate the cost that he came at. I'm really genuinely not happy that one of the original Warhammer Fantasy races, being the true undivided Demons of Chaos, just doesn't get to exist because Creative Assembly was way too focused on a gimmick than they were on making sure that all of the original races got to be in the game. Granted, you can still kind of force it, I guess, but I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed with the choices they made with Daniel, because I'm not disappointed with Be'lakor. I think Be'lakor is going to be a lot of fun. I really hope we get those heroes. I can live without the heralds and the exalted greater demons. I would love to have them, but I can live without them. But I really want those heroes. I feel that this is probably going to be one of the campaigns that I'm going to have modded, because I'm not interested in playing more mortals. Like, Warriors of Chaos are probably going to have a shitload of characters, and it's like, if I want to play undivided Warriors of Chaos, I'll play Kolek, Suneater, or Archaon. Anyway, I'm disappointed, but I am excited for a lot of the good aspects. Like, really happy with Albion being his start position. That's really awesome. And seeing as he's on the Isle of Wight, that's where Rakarth used to start. So I'm assuming Rakarth is gone and has moved somewhere else. Because otherwise him and Be'lakor would start in the exact same region. So it seems Be'lakor is the only person living on Albion now, which I think is fantastic. The Unholy Manifestations is a huge thumbs up. Be'lakor's Shadow is a huge thumbs up. I just don't like that he's part of the Warriors of Chaos. But that's a personal thing. There's probably people out there that are like, well, I really like Be'lakor when he has mortals in his roster, because that reminds me of like the Albion campaign when he had Dark Emissaries. Or I really prefer Be'lakor from Mordheim, who, you know, when he was the Shadow Lord, and then that he had mortal servants. So like, you know, I don't think my argument has that much of a leg to stand on. It's just a personal thing. I just really wanted to see the Demons of Chaos from tabletop be a playable race that was built from the ground up, has a unique tech tree, has unique functions and everything, and that it just doesn't exist. And that it is what it is. All right, dedicated factions, moving on. If you're a veteran of Mortal Empires, you likely know that a few of the iconic legendary lords at your disposal currently share factions to start position with other lords, so we're taking the opportunity to give them a role of their own. Volkmar the Grim is leading the cult of Sigmar, embarking on a pilgrimage of zealousness by abandoning the petty squabbles of the Elector Counts in favor of sealing away the abominable books of Nagash. So there we go. He's got the books of Nagash. Volkmar now resides in the lower Southlands. Unlike the Tomb Kings and Manfred von Karstein, it's not the books themselves that offer individual effects. Rather, the act of sealing books away increases his zeal, strengthening the boons and power granted to Volkmar. Okay, so first of all, Volkmar is joining the Books of Nagash race, but so is Manfred. I'm assuming that means Manfred has moved as well to the Southlands, because like that's kind of like no, you wouldn't need to be there for the start of the race. I guess Manfred could still do the Books of Nagash race from Sylvania, but that I really like this. I really like the Books of Nagash race for the Tomb Kings, so adding Volkmar and Manfred into it I think is really cool. I'm curious what bonuses they get. So it sounds like, okay, so for Volkmar you have Zeal, which seems to be that you get buffs depending on how many books you've sealed away, whereas if you're playing Manfred and Tomb Kings, it's more about the individual book itself. So like Manfred and the Tomb Kings, it seemed like they're going to be using the Tomb King system of when you pick up a particular book, that specific book gives you specific bonuses. Whereas Volkmar, I'm assuming what they seem to be saying here is it doesn't matter what books you get, just that you get the books. But this looks great. I am so excited for the Volkmar campaign. Hunting down the Books of Nagash for Volkmar, that's a really good, cool idea, and I'm really excited about that. Because Volkmar got so shafted in the end times by literally being turned into Nagash through a horrific ritual. So the fact that you can take control of Volkmar and like spit in the end times face by killing all of Nagash's servants and taking the books for yourself to seal them away so Nagash can never return, that's hype. That's hype. Grombrindal, the Ancestral Throng. Known for his hatred of the sadistic Dark Elves following Malekith's instigation of the War of the Beards, Grombrindal moved to Nagaroth. There he stages his armies to enact revenge upon the Witch King. Yes! Oh, I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for this. Also, I really like that banner. The Ancestral Throng. Dwarves in Nagaroth? That's going to be really cool. So we finally have New World dwarfs. We kind of got teased a little bit back in the Vortex campaign with Thoric Ironbrow being in Lustria, but then they moved him to Carrick Zorn, which I vastly preferred, but it was kind of like, I really liked kind of having dwarfs somewhere in the New World. So I'm really, really glad we've got dwarfs in Nagaroth now. That's going to be a throwdown. That is going to be a really fun throw. That'll be a great versus campaign. Dark Elves versus Grombrindal, or Malekith versus Grombrindal. That will be an excellent head-to-head campaign. So really looking forward to that. And then Helman Ghorst, the Caravan of Blue Roses. That's a really cool faction name. Ever clinging to the hope of discovering necromancies that could bring his brothers back to life, Helman Ghorst has moved eastwards in order to be closer to the coveted Nagashazar fortress. Ooh. I wonder if that means he's starting like in the Broken Teeth province? Like, is he going to start near Nagashazar? So it says it does not say he's in Nagashazar. It says he's moved eastwards to be closer to Nagashazar. So if he's moved east from Sylvania, I would assume he's either in the Darklands or maybe the Broken Teeth province. It's kind of almost a shame that Imric is in the Fortress of Vorag, because Helman Ghorst could have actually taken over the Fortress of Vorag, and it would have been like, oh, look, there's a Vampire Count character here now. But I will say I love that faction name, the Caravan of Blue Roses. That is a very clever faction name. For anyone unaware, so there was a disease known as the plague of Blue Roses, and the Plague of Blue Roses is what killed Helman Ghorst's family. So his father and all of his brothers were killed by this horrible disease that, if I remember right, the reason it's called the Plague of Blue Roses is because when you're infected by it, one of its like signature attributes when it kills you is that it causes these rose-like patterns of bruises. So they look like blue roses because they appear all over your skin when you die. And it's like a horrible disease. And the whole thing with Helman Ghorst is when his family died, Ghorst tried to commit suicide by basically like surrounding himself with the corpses of his family that were infected with this terrible disease and like trying to like inhale it, but Ghorst was immune. Ghorst actually proved completely immune to the plague, so it couldn't hurt him, and that kind of forced him to look for other means to deal with his grief, and the thing he ended up settling on was trying to bring his family back instead of killing himself. And that led to him searching out for necromancy and stuff, and he eventually encounters Manfred von Karstein, and Manfred takes him on as an apprentice and starts teaching him necromancy, and he uses necromancy, obviously, to bring his brothers, make his brothers into zombies, and they pull around his corpse cart so that they're together forever, but he's still looking for a more sophisticated means of bringing them back. So I really, really like what they're doing with Ghorst. I have no idea where he's going to be exactly, but this is great for him. Really, really great for him. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. We got a lot more characters. Okay. Vlad and Isabella von Karstein are in Sylvania. Unlike the other legendary lords, this power couple will be staying together in undead matrimony, but will be playable within the same campaign. If you choose Vlad as your legendary lord, Isabella will be automatically unlocked as a hero and vice versa. Yes! Oh, okay, that's the best news. Oh, that's so good. That is so best news. Best news. This is the most exciting thing in this article as far as I'm concerned. Oh, that's so good. So we've got legendary hero Isabella or legendary hero Vlad von Karstein. Oh, I'm so pleased. I am over the moon with this change. That is so awesome. I have always felt very, very strongly that Isabella should have been just a legendary hero from the beginning, but like now, like it's like she is a legendary lord now, and I know there are people that really, really like Isabella, and they're like, hey, I want to play an Isabella campaign. I don't want to play with Vlad. I want to play with the character that I really like. Like, why is it fair that my character has to be reduced to a hero, but Vlad, for instance, gets to stay a lord. And like, it's like, yeah, but you know, it's just the way they worked in tabletop and all this other stuff. I'm really glad they were just like, screw it, let's just make both of them heroes, depending on whichever one's a lord. That's awesome. That's amazing. I love that. Great job, CA. Great job. That is super awesome news. Sigvald the Magnificent, leading the decadent host. Armed with his disturbing yet angelic beauty, Prince Sigvald is now a force unto himself within the Warriors of Chaos. He reclines in pleasure in the northwestern Chaos Wastes and has been bestowed with some tantalizing new features, such as the ability to seduce units, use seductive influence, and has access to Slaaneash's demonic breed. Okay, so he's basically Warriors of Chaos monogod. He has access to all of the Slaaneash mechanics. He has access to unit seduction. He has access to seductive influence, which is the seductive influence is the thing where if you're fighting against men, elves, or beastmen, you can seduce their faction into being your vassal. And he also has access to Slaanesh demons. Literally just he's literally mono Slaanesh Warriors of Chaos, which I would say basically locks it in. My theory that the upcoming DLC for the Champions of Chaos, they're almost assuredly going to be mono god Warriors of Chaos. So they're going to be Warriors of Chaos with access to mono god features, but they're going to have Warriors of Chaos roster with like limited access to demons, and limited access to various features. Basically locks it in. Apparently this has been like a thing of contention in some places, and you were a damn fool if you thought, in my opinion, I say it with love. I think you were a damn fool if you thought they were going to just take the Warriors of Chaos characters and be like, no, these are demon characters. Cause come on, they're demons, guys. Skarbrand, Kugoth, all those guys, they're demons. They're the demon factions. And then these guys are going to be the Warriors of Chaos factions. They're just going to be Warriors of Chaos with access to demonic units and with access to some of the demonic features, but they're not going to have the unholy manifestations, for instance, because that's only for demons. I've been telling y'all for months, and people were like, no, but never doubt, man, never doubt. Kolek Suneater, the Heralds of the Tempest. That is a hilarious name and a hilarious banner, because this literally looks like Kolek is like, this literally looks, the Heralds of the Tempest and this icon, even the colors for Kolek, the dark blue and lightning bolt yellow, looks like a Stormcast Eternal and sounds like Stormcast Eternals, but it's Dragon Ogres, which I love, because fuck Stormcast. Dragon Ogres are way cooler. The ancient Dragon Ogre now resides north of the Mountains of Morn, keen to seek out a monolithic settlement for his own dark designs. Oh, we're gonna fight ogres. Dude, that's gonna be another great versus campaign, dude. That's gonna be another sick head-to-head campaign. Kolek Suneater versus Grease's Goldtooth. That's gonna be good and tasty stuff right there. That's gonna be an excellent head-to-head campaign. This is fantastic. Literally, I feel bad saying it, because I feel like everything that's revealed in this part I'm really happy with. Literally the only thing I'm disappointed with is Be'lakor. And it's not deep disappointment. I really wanted them to go the extra mile with Be'lakor, and they didn't. They got Be'lakor onto the field and were like, all right, it's good enough. We'll dress him up like a demon's character, but he's a warrior's character. We're sorry. I really wish Daniel was not the only Demons of Chaos character. I hate it so much, but it is what it is. And hey, I can always get it. I can always mod it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mod Be'lakor so he has access to all the demon stuff and none of the mortal stuff, because otherwise he's not really unique, is he? Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Which are you the most excited about? For me personally, I think the thing that I am the most excited for is Vlad and Isabella. Vlad and Isabella being what they should have been in the beginning, Oh, I'm so over the moon. I am so over the moon. Really, really, really excited to play a campaign with them. That's gonna be so they're gonna be such a powerhouse, man. Having Vlad and Isabella in the same army, like, not only are they gonna have all those amazing buffs, but like using their items together, oh, they're gonna be so good. They're gonna be so good. But let me know who you're the most excited for. Are you most excited for Volkmar hunting the books? Are you interested to see what's going on with Manfred? Do you want to be Grombrindal hunting down the Dark Elves, like freaking Rambo? Or I'm trying to think. Is Rambo? Rambo's a movie where it's like a guy in a place surrounded by bad guys and he kills them all, right? So Grombrindal looks Helman Ghorst is starting to look a little interesting. I think they did a really good job with the naming convention and stuff for that. And then of course you got Sigvald in the northwestern Chaos Wastes. They don't specify very well where in the northwestern Chaos Wastes. That is a very large area. If I had to guess, I'm gonna bet he's probably north of Ulthuan. Maybe so that he can kind of choose where he wants to go. Like, do you go to Norska? Do you go to Nagaroth? Do you go to Ulthuan? Do you go to Bretonnia? Keep your options open. Yeah, I'm really excited. These look fantastic. I'm elated, genuinely elated. I am even very excited for Be'lakor. Like, he's not 100% what I wanted him to be, but he's like 75% what I wanted him to be. So that's pretty good. In any event, let me know what y'all think down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more start position reveals. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.